Vreeland. I don't know if anybody looked at my Facebook page, but I posted some aerial photos of this area of Vreeland. Not yet of my lakes, I'll do that as well. Well, welcome, Rosa. We're just doing a little check-in. We just had some silence, so you can just settle in, and then you'll hear what we do, and then you can join, and then we can hear later. I'm calling in from the Netherlands, Vreeland. And for me, in this silence, it became very, I don't know, the mantra of think cosmic, feel global, act local, and these bridging continents was very alive in me. So I'm in that kind of space here and curious. Check.
Hello everyone, my name is Sabine. I live in Germany, in Cologne, near the river. This is not the Rhine you're seeing in my background, but I just felt like spreading some water. When the ring was belling, I had this sentence in my mind, which I often speak in the morning: I'm aligned to my divine frequency. And so I did it 3 times when the bells were ringing, and it really felt good. Other than that, I was just, my neighbor just got picked up from an ambulance. So she fell down. And so I'm a little bit half head over there in case she calls. So my handy is on, but I'm very happy to see you all. Very grateful for this beautiful group.
Ryan calling in from Krakow. And my tea bag had a message this morning. Lift up others with your peaceful presence.
I'm Hasina calling in from Newcastle, South Africa. And Brian, that just feels so like you. It was like the tea bag was tuning into you. I'm just in a space of actually having space around me. Is just feeling a sense of, okay, I can breathe. No rush. It will all be done. So that's wonderful. And I'm just looking at your background, Brian. It's amazing. And I also just quickly want to offer apologies for Mikkel. He messaged and is not able to come in. When he can, he's going to, come in. So.
Juliet calling in from Cork, Ireland. Lovely to see a new face, Rose. Welcome. It's lovely to have, and Robert come back. Very nice to see you. I'm feeling very grateful and a little overwhelmed. I had the most, what seemed highly significant dream I woke up with, and I've been processing it, and it's just been so informative. And yeah, just whoa. Basically a message about moving from identifying with the physical world, to being a frequency, just very powerful. So ruminating in that. Thank you.
Hello, nice to see you. I'm Message Robert calling in from Uganda, in the western part of Uganda, where people around me are in need of help. Every day, every hour, I see a person in need of help. Water, food. So I call upon the way I love myself. It is the way I should love my neighbor. If I want to survive in this world and see the eternal life in its fullness, I need to love myself the way I love. I need to love my neighbor the way I love myself. And I call upon everyone, if you can also copy this into your community, will be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Hello, I'm Rosa. I am currently in France. This is my first time here, and first of all, my apologies for coming late. I don't have internet where I am, so I'm connecting by my phone. And so if I drop out, that's also the reason. As you all know, this is my first time here, and I got to know about all of you through the Awakening to Humanity Sacred Mission conference a couple of weeks ago. That's how I discovered the call, and I wasn't able to join you last week. And so I'm very grateful to have found you. I'm very grateful to have found all those amazing communities, and also grateful for the beautiful energies that you all are radiating. I didn't know what to expect, but to enter this space is really beautiful. So thank you all for that. So I'm looking forward to what's coming next.
Thank you, Rosa.
Welcome, Rosa. My name is Annelies. I'm calling in from Vrijland, Peaceland in the Netherlands. I'm very happy to be with you all. I'd just like to bring in, because there's a beautiful sun and it's really, really quiet, the space of Ashina. I can feel here as well, although my inner space is not so silent as can be. And I would love to relax with you all in a minute, as we want to do also be of service to all the people in Uganda coming also from Congo. I just want to read out this sentence for now so that we can hold this in our heads, holding where you want it to hold. So just relax and listen to these words, please. Our intention is that all living who seek refuge and peace from Congo, who are and have been entering Uganda, specifically children and those who cannot give voice, are healthy and nourished in every way, are full of energy, living in peaceful community, under roofs, in safe private spaces, with plenty of food and necessities, in places with clean water, eatable and medicine plants and food forest, with living schools and room for inner work, all unfolding from the abundance of love. May all involved receive our healing energies, peace and love. And that in a natural way, the Divine Mother wholly be embodied within us. Thank you all.
Would it be okay for you if we just share one loving thought to my neighbors? This is a woman with her daughter and her grandson. They're living together because her daughter left her husband, so she's raising a little boy alone. And now the mother was being taken this morning to the hospital because she fell on the floor. So maybe if you just can send one little
What's
light to the mother, the daughter, and the son would be beautiful. Thank you very much.
I felt a sound after this sacred service that we're doing to kind of mark that and to see that there are different ways that we can be of service to raising the consciousness into that love and light. And another way that we have been speaking about is, well, by this gathering weekly to explore how bridging continents can serve that as well in in other forms, all kinds of forms. And I was very touched actually, and also excited about what came up last week when we were speaking, building very clearly for me on all kinds of other conversations that we had, but that there was this kind of excitement around the idea of having different places in Europe being visited intentionally, lighting up, purposefully being connected with, and seeing how we could be doing something. There was some inspiration coming from how we used to do the Caravan of Unity, all kinds of other things coming up. And I was wondering, I still hold that, and I know until the WhatsApps yesterday, I know Annelies also had some heartfelt energy around that, if I can say that, but you can better voice it yourself, Annelies. And I also spoke with Hasina. So I'm just wondering how much that is alive and if we want to explore that now, or if there are other things that you would like to explore as ways to serve, that we can live in how that sentence is formulated, Annelies and Robert, to inspire us to focus and bring energy with the power of manifestation to Robert's context. So just checking if that is something that we want to be exploring as part of our humanity sacred mission, to take along that golden thread that we hold, or that there are other things that we would like to be addressing. Yeah. Annelies, go ahead.
Of course, I'm on the tip of my chair to explore this because it's so alive in me that so many beautiful gifts to make visible in Europe, coming from many different ways, probably. Like we talked about the water last time, coming from the rivers, also bringing all these practices from the ancient ancestor shamanic ways of looking at Europe. That it's an exploration in itself, probably, to get to know where we come from and also to bring our gifts to the world, as we have this special way of, well, holding so much and also beginning to take responsibility for who we have been as Europe in the world. And there's so much to heal in that. But I would love that. And I also can see that maybe we're a small group now, so it might also be that it's simmer a little bit more. But I just like to say something that I did prepare a little bit. Well, coming to a kind of a brain pick, or whatever we like to call that. It might be beautiful to see what we're holding. So what is a definition of what we're holding if we are looking at Europe in a new way and making visible what is not seen at the moment? This is why I now called it, yes, for the power of 8, I saw that too. I've called it Esse. And Esse is Latin for Esse Europe, being Europe, what it means to be Europe. And so we might dip in a little bit, we can do that, but we can also wait till next time. So I know that Amélie is very fond of going in this, and Juliette, you are, and but maybe just feel like Anne-Marie just said, is this the moment to dive into? Because I prepared also a little. You suggested last time that we work with a mirror. We have a Miro board. It's where we can enter all together, so that we base some of our ideas in the movement. We can do that. I've found also that we can do that through Jamboard. It's very easy. You do not have to learn something about it. But maybe we can prepare that for next time. That would be fine also, so that it does not fall on you. I do not want to, if you're not so technical, that you may be afraid of that. So we can set it up very lightly and easily.
Let's do a little round, Annelies. So you have done this, and that's great, and you're offering that, and that's also very much touches my heart, and it follows also what we had at the end of the call last week a little bit. Can we do something with Pirabal? But let's just check quickly if we're all okay to dive into that. I think who we are, who shows up here, and it's not going to be finished in 20 minutes anyway. So Brian, go ahead.
Thank you all. I am kind of sitting here with a heavy heart. not just for the fact that I will not be participating in this group action, but recognizing that with the decision to move back to the United States, it limits visitation and being part of a European caravan. And obviously, our return to the United States is to create our relationship newly with our grandchildren and newly with our community of Ojai. And presently, we're also being made aware of so many needs in friends and Robert's requests in Pakistan and requests in Gaza and Israel. And obviously we came here because of the war in Ukraine. And so many just pulling at my heartstrings so strongly. So I just wanted to add that to the space, and I know I'm loved by you. And that brings light to my heart. But the more that I feel the state of the world, the more the tears are flowing. And so I am here for the inspiration of hope for humanity. And so thank you all for your ever including me in your hearts. Thank you. May we be blessed.
Thank you, Brian. Yes, you belong.
I'd like to just respond and also go into my feelings. So I'll start with that the whole, I think I shared with you, Anna Marie, but I don't know if I shared in the group, that when we talked about this last time, it felt almost like I got this image that came to me with the whole of Europe being lit up and opening up, you know, into the world, that there's this connectedness and these connection points. And having said that, I experienced that feeling just now. And coming from South Africa, it's very interesting because I don't feel separate from Europe. I've always felt African, but not as a separation. I mean, we have so much history in our country from Europe. And I know a lot of people will say, well, that's not so great, that's colonialist, whatever. But you know what? We've all been just people bringing who we are, and let's leave out the big political thing and just go from the heart. And I have been influenced so much by all these wonderful cultures and so on. So I feel very much a part of it. I don't I feel an inclusiveness when we talk about the whole Europe thing. And then Brian, just quickly coming back to what you said about moving from, you know, Poland to Ojai in the United States. And I don't see that as, I feel like that's even a richer tapestry, because now we're weaving it all together. And you'll always be here, like whether you're in the call or not, you're in the WhatsApp group, you're in the, you know, we're in the same spaces, we're going to be in the same convergences. So it's like it's all weaving all together. And that's how I feel. And I'm honored to be the African part of this European thing. And I just have to turn off my phone. Give me 1 second.
That's okay. Thank you, Hasina. Yes, Robert, go ahead.
Yes, my feeling I feel in today's generation, we have managed to defer to our grandfathers and those people who created us into this world, where the Creator created us to love one another. But in this generation, I'm seeing there is cats and dogs, conflicts everywhere in the world. You every day we think of fighting each other. Take an example of Israel, Hamas, Ukraine, Russia, and for us Africans, for us it is just we are used of those conflicts for many years, and very many people have died, and yet we are created to love and serve. So I do feel Europe is a good continent, and it should have peace, and Africans, we should also run from Europe because of peace, and also those countries like America, like Europe, to have peace. And secondly, sometimes I feel afraid of requesting help from you, because I'm just wondering why Africans every day we are ever beggars to those global north. Sometimes I feel afraid and I fear of requesting any support from you, but I don't have what to do because we are poor. I must agree. We are poor in Africans, and every day, every day I see people in need. I see everyone in need, and I just thank God for what He has given me to see that since 2017 up to now, I've been helping, supporting, touching very many lives of people in the community, helping refugees, helping those women in suffering, surrendering, sacrificing my little thing I get to those women, to those children, in those people, supporting them to get what to eat. And I really started a fundraising to get some people who can donate anything towards it. I'm now remaining with $1,800 to reach my fundraising target. And tell you, for me, I have never received a big grant from any donor from Global North. I have been sacrificing my little thing I have, and depending on individual contribution, solidarity to do this work. And also that's why I got connected to you through my work, and I hope everything will be okay. And I feel to share with you the link in the message box. If you can donate and share to your friend to donate something. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you for bringing that. And yes, please share again and let us spread wide. And it's an important part. It's also the actual need as you're speaking to. And it also has this heritage, this lineage, and this way of having built systems that are now breaking down. And making it so complicated and difficult to keep the heart open. So whilst there is that, I'm seeing that if we can do something, and that's our intention, I am assuming that what comes out of this group is to bring that further potential alive that can ripple out everywhere. Perhaps not immediately now offering you what you need immediately, I'm sorry, I just don't feel that's in my power, but I can try and do my little part here to see how it can ripple out and weave, and I hope it lands with you and your context as well, Robert. And I highly appreciate your choice of life. Any other remarks on that we explore a little bit more what Annelies was speaking about? Sabine, go ahead.
Just want to talk to Robert, and if anybody wants to support me, I could imagine to do a little concert, benefit concert, and that everything goes to Robert somewhere in the next weeks or month. If that is of support, I'm very welcome to do this, an online little concert.
Beautiful.
And everything that everybody gives for it goes to Robert. If that supports you, Robert, let me know.
And I would say when we say everything, I would say there's the money coming in. It's also the love and light that we're sending, so that we make that very explicit. The resources are multi-layered too.
I was also wondering if any of our contacts have any contacts with people who know how to do grants or could advise him or could in any way, you know, help him into the grant world. I have no contacts with that. I'm not, I don't know, but.
Go ahead, Brian.
I will share this with my Rotary E-Club of World Peace.
Yeah.
And possibly either in the membership there will be direct money, or through any of the members that could help write a grant.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Yes, that's a good way. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if you have also the possibility, because I know you're of course very much doing the work on the ground, Robert, but I could also imagine that there is a project in the Holo movement in Hilo that we bring in, Purpose Earth, so that we're in, you know, that also looking at that field. But what you're actually probably needing is also what you're also referring to, Juliet, is the more mainstream type of funds, yeah? I don't know those. We're just practicing in Europe, but that's very much focused on Europe. In order for Europe to get its act together around the heart. I want to take a moment to see whether, Rosa, you need anything to follow, or is this enough for you? And we can always also have a little chat afterwards, but because I'm aware that we didn't really give you a setting, you're just rolled in. Thank you for being present like that. And yeah, this is part of our emergent conversations.
Thank you. Yes, I thought I'd just listen. Some of the things that you're talking about, obviously, I don't have the context of, and so I'm just following from where I started. And I trust that things will unfold and that I'll start filling in the holes, as it were. So thank you very much. If there is anywhere that I can find out more information in terms of filling in the gaps, because I would like to continue joining the meetings in the future. So that I'd be grateful.
Yeah. Hasina,
thank you.
Thank you, Rosa. Hasina can probably, I mean, you probably already have collected the links to the WhatsApp and other ways, huh? Yeah. Where you could also, if you wish, and feel free to share a little bit of your own background. What's alive in you, where you're coming from.
Rosa, I'll actually also put my just phone number in the chat, and you can WhatsApp me, and you know, if there's anything you need, if you're not in the group yet, you know, we'll sort that out.
Thank you. I've actually struggled to get onto the WhatsApp group for some reason. So that would be really handy to have a phone number, because every time I tried to get into it from the link, it didn't work for me. And so that would be really helpful. Anne-Marie, were you asking about my background for me to share a little bit more?
Yes, just a little bit, and then we can see how
Sure.
we back to Annelies, a proposal, knowing also the time, but yeah.
I'm from Algeria originally, and I lived there for about 10 years of my life, and I left because of the civil war in the 1990s. I moved to the UK for about 30 years, and that's where I spent most of my life, but currently I'm resident in Spain. In terms of my own background and interest in how I got here is through, I guess, past trauma. Trying to understand from the civil war in Algeria. I had PTSD and all sorts of health issues for many years, and Western science didn't really help me. I realized that there was a lot of inner explorations, inner excavations to be done, and what really helped me was looking into myself and doing a lot of self-healing. And from there, I discovered yoga, more recently Qigong. I practice Qigong quite a lot, and really understood the importance of the mind and consciousness, specifically consciousness, in the last few years. And so I've been practicing that a lot, and also trying and struggling until recently to find my tribe, because people that I've been evolving with are not really, let's say, they kind of have more of a materialistic mind. And so the more I was evolving and growing and delving deeper inside, the more I realized that I was, I wouldn't say straying from their path, but I was really walking my own path, and I felt myself quite alone on that path. And so it's been quite a long journey. And I feel that more recently I started to kind of think, are there other people who function in this similar way? And so joining the group today was quite extraordinary, because I've never been in a meeting where I felt completely at home and people are just talking about their emotions and vibrations and consciousness and love, and the power of not just our personal consciousness, but the consciousness field. And this is something that I, in terms of then my work and where I'm at right now, I work with women, and I help women go through this transformative journey of inner healing, using inner wisdom, intuition, creative intelligence, and also connecting to the larger field. To bring it up to speed with 2 weeks ago and the conference, I really want to, I have a Chinese Qigong master who does a lot of meditations for the world consciousness field. And I'd love to be able to create global meditations, Qigong meditations, specifically to raise the global consciousness, and specifically to share that with everybody. So that's one thing that I would like to contribute at some point, you know, so that's basically where I'm at.
Welcome. Wonderful. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's really lovely. Great to hear. And are you in London?
No, I'm currently in France, but I usually live in Spain. I'm currently in Brittany.
In Brittany. Okay, good. Well, wonderful. Welcome. And
Thank you.
Touching to hear how you're sensing and feeling and giving words. It's always good to have somebody come in and mirror back what for us is already kind of like, yeah. And bridging continents, it's not only about Europe, but it is that we are offering this space in a time zone that is more friendly for Europe. And we are all, I think most of us, yeah, there is a very strong heart towards Europe. Welcome, Suzanne.
Hi.
Welcome. Hi. You maybe just want to settle in first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hi, Rosa. Nice to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Suzanne. I live in Switzerland, between Aarau and Zurich, and I'm checking in There's a lot to do. I need bodywork training. And otherwise I'm feeling good.
Good, great. Well, wonderful. Good to see you. We were exploring and doing a little round. We did some work just sensing for myself with the power of sending love and light to Robert and his community and to Sabina's neighbor and to anybody that we feel needs that, and holding Brian a little bit extra in that space too. And Annelies has looked into what we ended with last week, and she's now in an emergency call. So I think what she was already asking, shall we do it now? Shall we do it next week? It's already being shown that we're going to dive more deeply next week into it, because we only have another 15 minutes, which is all fine. But it's when she comes back, I'll say a little bit more about that. Maybe I can just, if that's okay, to just take a little moment to update on my calendar so that you also know that. I do have the intention to be here next week, and then I will be going to Mexico, to Palenque, first to Mexico City and then to Palenque, to their work and celebrate and be humbly present at the whole event with the prophecy with Chief Lane and the council there. So we're now in trying to support the coherence in the program. So much coming together from so many sides, and to see how we can do that. And we will come back around the 27th or 28th, still struggling to get a ticket. I look for the time that we used to have people that were experienced in that. And then we'll be here. I'll be here till half April. Juliet, do you want to say something about Palenque? Shall I stop for a moment and let you speak first?
No, please go on. It was about the summer solstice, so
okay.
Please go.
Okay, good. And then I will be going to swim with the whales. I don't know if I already had shared that here.
You're going to where?
Yeah. Yes, Juliet. I'm going to swim with the whales.
Where?
It's in the Azores.
Where?
Azores. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Azores. Yeah.
I want to come. When is it?
I've been invited. It's a very small group. It's a gift of the universe, I presume, and a gift of my friend. And so I'll be there for 2 weeks, and then I'll come back, and then we're going to be full into supporting Love to be Bright Green, because Sarah McCrum is coming the 11th of April here at my place, and she will stay here till July probably. I'm going with her to the whales and dolphins, and then we're going in May to Ibiza. I would like to have a separate call with you about that, Juliet, if that's possible soon. So that will be from the 21st till the 28th of May, and then it's June, and we move towards the summer solstice. There will be World Unity Week. There will be many other activities, but we're also preparing a first gathering in Central Park in New York with Chief Perry, and to bring a powwow, bring all groups together, and then do that next year. So it's planting the seed to do a large powwow there and in Amsterdam, commemorating the relationship between the Dutch and Manhattan, 400 years ago, and 750 years Amsterdam. So, and then the 99 Days of Peace, and then Peace Week, where there will be a convergence in Japan there will be a convergence of topics and roundtables in New York that I will be co-space holding and facilitating. I don't know exactly what they're wanting me to do, but I'll be there. And there will be on Youth Island also from my perspective, as I'm speaking very much about these big movements, but where I see myself in Denmark on Youth Island, the next gathering. I can't be in New York there, but we will be connecting it. So there's that, and then we go into Enlightening Our Way Together and everything else that's moving. I mean, this is kind of like just using the seasonal changes as a way. What other way can we do it? And I didn't name 22nd of April, which is Earth Day and my mum's birthday, and there will be a lot happening then as well. But I will then be with the whales. So that's a little bit of a So I really feel that, you know, we're speaking with the people who are working with this golden thread that we were speaking, of course, also about awakening humanity's sacred mission. So I'm sensing this, and we're just working along with this. And I think it would be wonderful if in that we can somehow find forms to make this space also come alive in, like we were speaking about last week, whatever form. And I love ESSA European, Europe, what as a working title instead of Co-Creating Europe, because Co-Creating Europe was then, and that had has a deva of its own and a spirit of its own. And I think something else is wanting to emerge. So I would really want to, you know, open the space for Annelies next week so that we can do some work around that with us, as us. Yeah, I'll stop here. Juliet.
That sounds all very, very exciting. And just a couple of things. One was Sarah McCrum. I'm just wondering if there's any possibility that Robert could connect with her, because she's very good about raising money. I mean, that's kind of part of her thing, isn't it? And I wonder if there's any possibility that she could help him to connect and go that path a bit. I think I'd mentioned her to you before, Robert, and I think you couldn't find her or something, but anyways, and another thing was, I was just wondering about the summer solstice, if in Europe we might consider doing anything here that could be interrelated with the other ones. I know in Mexico and South America and in the States, in New York, they're planning ones. And I was just wondering if that might be an opportunity for us. And you said that maybe something in Amsterdam or something in Holland you were thinking of, and maybe we could just look at that if it's something that we could gather there, or I don't know, maybe Greenland, or but maybe when Anya's here, it might be a better time to talk about the possibilities of doing something in Europe. But that was my main question. And how exciting to be with the Whales and Azores. And yes, I'd love to talk to you about Evita. Thank you.
I'll post in the in our WhatsApp the links to the training that Sarah gives around that can help to indeed find a relationship with money, and then Robert, we can see what comes out of that. Are you okay, Annelies? Or is it okay? Do you need anything for the last?
Well, it's really difficult to hold people who are big lights and are so attacked all the time by their inner fears and darkness. And it's difficult to make someone see who can bring so much to the world of that light bring it to herself first. And yeah, it's a tipping point at the moment. So we will see what happens, and if we can bring our energies to that, it's maybe enough for her. So, but it's maybe her light can shine also on beyond the void. But it's this is what is. So a lot of people who are suffering and cannot see their own light. We can see their lights, but they don't see that themselves. So this is my wish, maybe, so that we all see our own lights and just stand for that. This is a rippling power. And acknowledge our own lights, not making it personal, but really be that. Be that. This is my question. And thank you for asking. And it really touches me very, very deep that I know no one can help if you are not seeing it yourself.
Hasina and I were speaking about this yesterday, this kind of dynamics and how the Mobius and how Klein bottles can help us to hold that space ourselves so that we can then invite, because you, as you're saying, it has to come from within, but there's an invitation and there's a setting or a context that we can create. It has been, yeah. And so that could also perhaps be one of the things that I am imagining, what I would love that we are doing when we are doing ESSE Europe, that we're actually enhancing that capacity within ourselves collectively, in a community, in a larger group, so that it can go out like that. And as you came up with the inspiration of ESSE, I will post the 8 S's of the feminine leadership that Jude Caravan has developed out of all our work that we've been doing in the whole worldview, because they all start with an S, and I think they are an important part of our practice here, and that might give us some inspiration as well into what kind of functions and roles we would see if we're going to be touching the hearts of leaders in Europe. Suzanne, and I'm aware of the time. We have 5 minutes to the end, so
can we just welcome Kayla, Kala? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Welcome.
Not sure if she's totally landed yet.
Yeah.
Hello, Kala. So welcome, my friend from Chartres.
Oh.
Please make yourself a little visible if you can. Oh, you can't unmute. Okay. Can you unmute Hasina?
I can ask her to do
there
it.
There we go. I just asked to unmute.
There, now I can unmute. Hello, I really wanted to join you tonight. I'm actually in New Zealand. And someone had sent, someone of our other friends is meeting me in the States in a month. And so I got all involved in WhatsApping, messaging, and then all of a sudden I was getting ready to go to sleep. It's like almost midnight here. And I said, oh, I forgot it. And so I've jumped on. Please excuse me, I am no longer presentable. But I'm so happy to be able to join you, at least just briefly. I really want to in the future, come to these. It was amazing unity and to be part of that. And I think I'm going to be in June in The Hague.
Well,
there is a conference, transformations, social and political and cultural and economic transformations, that Leiden University is, they had it last year and somehow it arrived in my email and I was invited, and so I went. And then this year it's the beginning of June, and I sent an abstract, so maybe I'll be part of it. But yeah, it would be wonderful to connect with those of you who are there. That would be awesome. And I'm sorry I was late today, but it's just hearing you is like, oh, hello. It's wonderful to connect.
Well, welcome.
There you go.
Carla, welcome, and thank you for that strong intention and for showing up, even if it's in the last few moments, and to hear your voice.
Yes, thank you.
And to be connecting us around the globe as bridging continents. Totally there.
Yes, yes.
And that's the
Carla,
sun. And
sorry,
that's the sun.
Yes,
please put your
yes.
phone number and your email address in the chat if you feel open to that. And then we can add you to the WhatsApp group, and you'll always get a reminder about these Bridging Continents meetings.
Okay, I will do that immediately.
Thank you.
And maybe to give a little introduction, Carla, because Carla knows everything.
No, I do not.
Oh, no, you do not. You know a lot about the sun, and you can really tell us a lot about that. We enjoyed that so much so far, also in other groups. And just to tell you, you're very much happy, very welcome to stay in Vreeland. And I think Annemarie would also like to meet you in person. I can say that.
And were you mentioning as expertise, because I didn't hear that, it was that the sun you said?
Astronomy. It's astronomy is my field. And for our short community gatherings, I have offered presentations on the sun, but also with Humanity Rising and Ubiquity University on other dimensions of the universe. I just did one on the cosmic dawn in radio astronomy, which was a lot of fun. But I've especially done them on the sun for the Chart community, which is how my dear friend here knows about that. And we're actually in the peak sunspot cycle right now, this year, just about now, and we're going to have a total solar eclipse next month, which will make it amazing to be able to see the activity in the corona, because the moon will block the face of the sun. And I know most of you won't be there. It'll cross the US this time, but you can watch it on NASA. It will be the 8th of April.
Okay.
If you go to like NASA television to watch the total eclipse, it will be awesome.
Okay, well, wonderful. And I look forward to learning more and sharing and seeing how we can all be together going around the sun a little bit more in awareness. I'm seeing it's time actually, and Suzanne wanted to say something, but I just want to acknowledge that if there's anybody that that must leave now immediately, or that we just take a few minutes to listen to Suzanne and do a one-word checkout round. Is that okay? Yeah, so let's just add 5 minutes. So a few minutes. Suzanne, what would you like to share?
I would like to share the yearly world tour will start on the 20th July for 7 days in Greenland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned it sometimes before, and I can reconfirm that. It's on the 20th July, 7 days, and then we start from there. And I'm looking forward to see you, Annemarie, in Palenque. I will traveling on the 14th, and I guess on the airport I can check in on our weekly check-ins here. Do not miss any call, important CEO or whatever. And I'm very excited to go back there and to humbly join and see what's happening there. And regarding, I have two other things. Is it possible to have a program description in Ibiza, and can I possibly join there?
Yes.
That would be lovely. And the other one is about the 21st June. I can talk with Uncle Angangak. Maybe we can do something in Greenland on the 21st, but I have to I will ask him and let you know. So I'm in contact and see what I can do also on the 21st here in Europe or
Yes.
Greenland.
And we will speak more about that in Paleka, I am sure.
Yes, of course.
Great.
Back to you, Annelies. Thank you. Anne-Marie.
You're welcome. Okay. I think we need a calendar on Miro, and then we can copy that in One World, because I would really like to encourage us to also be more present and more sharing in One World, because what touched me was that Rosa and Kala are showing up here now through these online events. So it just is, it's really important that we do the outreach, or Kala perhaps came through you, Annelies, specifically, but anyway, I'm seeing that the outreach that we did with the symposium, that can bring people in that belong here.
You just posted, someone posted in the Unity WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'm here.
Let's take a little breath, and then we could perhaps do a popcorn round of 1 or 2 words of what's alive in me now, before we leave this space, virtual space here, without really leaving us. I'll ring the bell once to get us just into silence, and then just unmute yourself and speak. Don't let me just be one of us, please.
Peace within.
New exciting possibilities.
Gratitude.
Being.
Future oriented.
Thankfulness for the community.
Gratitude.
Love and solidarity.
I was going to say gratitude and love to all.
Joy of community.
Heartwarming potential. Okay. Well, there we are. Thank you all. See you in the chat. See you wherever. Did we have a photo? Did somebody make a picture?
Robert did, but I don't know if we have everyone. Let's take a picture of everyone here.
I just did. I'll
Oh,
post it.
thank you.
Thank you, Brian. And say hi to Lisa, please. Big hug.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Carla, I added you to the WhatsApp group for Bridging Continents.
Thank you so much. I just saw it. I'm really, really happy to join you. I have a feeling I'll be spending more time in the Netherlands. I just sent a proposal off to a group there. So, yeah, I feel very drawn. So I'm delighted. Thank you so much.
So happy.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Surprised that you popped up here, Kala, all the way from New Zealand. I really
Oh, yeah. Today I actually went to